Hey ladies, what's up? It's Brittany here with Lady Strong Fitness. I have November of the month Majarrie with us today, and today we're going to talk about how the grass is greener where you water it.
So the big question is this. How were two women who didn't cheat and purchase a gym franchise model, how were they able to spread their mission and purpose by empowering and transforming hundreds of women's lives through fitness, nutrition, mindset, and accountability with a micro gym business model of women only? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. We are Lady Strong Fitness.
Hey Majarrie, what's up? How are you? I'm so excited.
Oh, I'm doing good. So I'm very
You're
excited
good.
for today, but yes, I'm doing good.
Good, awesome. Well, I'm excited to chat with you today about your journey. That's really what this is going to be about today, is your journey in fitness and health and where you started and where you are now. So before we get started, why don't you tell the listeners a little bit about you, who you are, where you work, what you do, and how you got to Lady Strong Fitness.
Okay. My name is Majarrie. If you haven't seen me in the gym, I'm normally in the evening classes. Right now, I'm mostly doing semi-private, and then I pop into group classes, usually on Saturdays. But depending upon my schedule, you might see me at any time. And currently right now, I am a medical social worker. I focus on aging and disability waivers, currently right now, locally. And then I also have a background in mental health, where I have practiced individual and group therapy for clients who have different symptoms, from anxiety ranging all the way through PTSD. And then how I met everyone here at Lady Strong. Let's get to that.
Yes.
So after working primarily in this community, I decided to move here about 3 years ago. And living alone, it is challenging to get in the routine of knowing what is healthy for yourself. And the first year, and actually, I still can't believe this happened, I picked my apartment basically based on the basis of all of the amenities. And one of my top amenities was a gym, because I know I wanted to be healthy. It was a whole year before I walked into the gym. I've been paying for it the entire year, but that happened. And then we get to January of 2023. I woke up January 1st, 2023. And for the first time in my life, I did not recognize the person in the photos. I love dressing up for New Year's Eve, going out with my friends and family. But it's nothing worse than feeling like you have been disconnected from this person. And I was 19 pounds heavier than you see me today. And me being a 5'2", bottom heavy person, it is not cute. After that, I decided some things have got to change. Then we got to March of 2023 when I finally decided that, okay, I'm going to commit to trying to work out at least 3 times a week on my own, and then trying to eat healthier when possible.
Yeah.
After doing that for at least 3 times a week, I was consistent by the time May got here, and then I decided I needed a stronger level of commitment due to my consistencies in my fitness past.
Awesome. So let's rewind back to the day after New Year's and the photos that you saw of yourself. How do you feel like you got to that point? Was it like life just got busy? Was it work? Was it just complacency? Like, how did you, because I read in your story that you had kind of dabbled in like working out and stuff like that prior to that, but somehow you ended up, 19, 20 pounds heavier, just kind of like not even really trying. Like, what do you think got you to that point?
The big thing is my metabolism changed when I turned 27. I was not prepared for that to happen. And then also in my adulthood and then even in high school, I consider myself to be somewhat average healthy, not as if though I was overachieving or underachieving, just enough to get by. So that always fine to me until it wasn't. I would be very committed. I was always good with starting healthy programs. I would stay committed for about 3 months or so. Then eventually I would fall off the healthy bandwagon. and gain 5 to 10 pounds. And then within 3 to 6 months, I would decide, okay, it's time to buckle down, get healthy again, and lose the weight. And that was working out well for me until my metabolism changed, and that became much harder to maintain. And I realized that
so it sounds like to me is that you realize that old habits and routines that you had that worked for you in the past won't work for you and your life and your lifestyle moving forward. Yeah,
exactly.
And I think that happens a lot with a lot of people that come into this gym, is they think like, oh, like, but in the past when I did this and when I did that, it worked and the weight fell off. And it's like, yeah, but like you physically change, mentally change, emotionally. A lot of things change as you get older in life. And what you did in the past isn't always going to work for your future self. And I think that that's something that you probably sounds like you figured out. And you were like, okay, so clearly what I was doing isn't going to work for me. So I've got to completely change what I'm doing to continue to see progress moving forward. Okay, so let's fast forward to you realizing that you needed some additional support because you knew that you could potentially fall back into bad habits if you didn't have that higher level support. And that's essentially how you got here. So tell us what made you take the leap to be on your own to coming into a program like this.
Okay, so my previous workout buddy, which we still can work out together sometimes. We live geographically undesirable from each other now. She lives in the south suburbs of Chicago, and I live in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. So it's not ideal for us to be accountability partners. Although in April of 2023, I did decide to start sending her selfies. She's the healthiest person I know. Losing a bit after having her first baby, she lost 50 pounds, and that was a big wake up call for me. And I just decided, what is my excuse? I'm a dog mom of one, so I just realized I'm like, I gotta make some changes. And in previous years, I've had personal trainers who have never really taken the time to really explain to me how the body works. And what I love about Lady Strong is that all of the coaches and every different perspective, I appreciate them all because you guys have all taken out the nonsense. It's really not that challenging to understand. For me, had someone really taken the time to just explain the importance of each macro, not just eat healthy. That's how I ended up in this unhealthy cycle. No one ever taken the time to explain it to me. Then, May 2023, I said, well, if I'm going to be serious, I really need a higher level of commitment to myself. I owe myself that to try. And I researched, and I knew that I wanted to have something that included a focus on strength and resistance training, and not too far from me. And then Lady Strong came up several times. And after receiving the first phone call from Jess, I just knew that this was the right decision. It was one of the most engaging phone calls I've ever had from a gym, and actually seemed like, well, I know she does now, but on the intro call, it seemed like she really cared about my future and my past goals with fitness. And so I decided just to give it a shot, and the rest is history.
Yeah, now you're here. Yeah, I love that. Okay. So now that you've been able to immerse yourself in the community here and the resources and the education and stuff like that here, you've essentially found your love for fitness on your own and like expanding your knowledge and your education around fitness. What do you think brought that on? Like from who you were in 2023 to who you are now, I feel like there's a very stark contrast of the two people. What made you want to get involved in this space on a higher level when it comes to like growing your knowledge and your skill set around this industry?
I think essentially it's everything that I have gained from fitness. So having a set fitness routine has given me control over my life again. It's given me confidence, clarity, and I'm able to manage my stress in ways that I was not able to before. And this last year has been very challenging for me with losing my father and helping my mom and my sister I just try to get back to a level of normalcy. I hate saying the word normalcy, but this has really been the most powerful tool that I have. And I've always been a firm believer of healing the body through movement and the mind-body connection. So actually getting a chance to practice what I preach. There are a lot of therapists and social workers who are not the best with that. But I'm happy that I've been able to find this sort of freedom for myself.
Yeah.
And that's what led me to this passion.
I love that.
It's transformed my life.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to finish on the note that you put in your bio about the grass isn't always greener on the other side. It's greener where you water it. Tell me what that means to you in the context of your journey right now.
What that means for me is that faith without works is dead. It's one thing to be passionate about something, but you have to put in the work. And with that being my body or anyone or your body, anyone who's listening, don't spend a lot of time just fixating over what you see on social media, or even your close friends or family. You don't know what they are personally going through, but try to take a moment to mold the clay in front of you. You have all the power, but you have to actually give yourself time to cultivate, water, mold it, because you're the artist. So that's what it means to me. And I'm just happy that I finally found the gym home that makes sense for me. That I did not waste another several years not trying to water my own garden.
I love that. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to ask you is if you could give advice to somebody listening to this who's not currently a part of our community, or maybe is just getting started here in our community, like what advice would you give them to either A, get started, or B, continue their journey even when it gets hard?
To choose yourself every day, every week. Just because last week did not work out does not mean that you can't try all over again this week. A lot of people just throw in the towel after, it's Tuesday now and I haven't meal prep. Okay, it's Tuesday, but we still have Tuesday through Saturday. You can put something together. Happens to me all the time. Don't give up. And try to find your community, whether that's Lady Strong, if you're close, or if not, find a gym community that is actually there for you. And even if a program like Lady Strong is not within your reach, it could be within your reach physically or financially. Go to any gym that you can and create that community. There are people online, your friends and family, like I have done in the past. I told my best friend, I'm going to work out 3 times a week. If she did not see a selfie or a sweaty selfie. She was checking on me. I have that. Find someone that can be that for you until you can be that for yourself.
I love that. That was great. We'll end on that. Majarrie, it has been an absolute pleasure being able to watch you excel and succeed here at the studio. I just know that the sky is the limit here for you, and I appreciate you sharing your knowledge and your story here with us on the podcast. I know you're going to inspire a lot of people who listen to this. So with that being said, everybody, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Thanks for joining us today. If you like this episode, subscribe to our YouTube channel or find our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or whatever your favorite place is to listen to podcasts. And if you really liked this episode, please leave a review for us on iTunes. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.